Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faiz and I will introduce the topic ethics. If you want to know about ethics, ethics are an arrangement of decent principles and a bunch of attitude which defines what is good for individuals and society. The word ethics is derived from Latin words ethicus and the Greek word ethikos, meaning custom or habit, moral and character, or the willingness of the soul to be decency. Ethics have developed when human beings began to deliberate on the ideal way to life. The evolution of ethics constructs a conceptual bridge between biology and human behavior. In other words, it is a linkage between human being and human behavior. In theory, the development of ethical system is based on a cybernetic process. Cybernetic is a communication and control processes in biological, mechanical, and electronic systems. In cybernetic ethics, ethics and science merge together. This presents a solid theory that explains how ethics, science, and mathematics are related. We will continue on next slide. There are four types of ethics. First, meta-ethics. Meta-ethics is the branch of ethics that seeks to understand the nature of ethical properties, statements, attitudes, and judgments. Next, the type of ethics is normative ethics. Normative ethics is the study of ethical action. Normative ethics is distinct from meta-ethics and descriptive ethics. Third is the applied ethics. Applied ethics is the actual application of ethical theory for the purpose of choosing an ethical action in each issue. Last but not least, descriptive ethics. Descriptive ethics is the study of people's belief about morality. There are some ethical variants between nations. The variance includes in culture, attitude, religious belief, work environment, and so on. I will share one example to make it clear. Ethical variance in work environment. Work environment of any country is also affected business, while they are in multinational companies, such as Amazon and Apple. Many companies form well-designed codes of conduct to help their employees. Different companies have different codes of conduct. Amazon have their own codes of conduct. Same goes to Apple. That's all for the introduction of ethics.
Next is definition of ethics and its importance. Ethics is the study of what is ethically good and bad, as well as what is morally right and wrong. The set of moral principles that guide a person's behavior is known as ethics. For example, social norms, cultural behaviors, and religious influences all influence this morality. In terms of human behavior, ethics reflects belief about what is right, what is wrong, what is just, what is unjust, what is good, and what is terrible. On the other hand, ethics is separate from such discipline since it is not based on factual knowledge in the same way that science and other fields of investigation are. It is concerned with understanding the nature of normative theories and applying this set of rules to real-life moral issues. Importance of ethics. Number one is satisfying basic human needs. One of the most basic human requirements is to be fair, honest, and ethical. Every employee aspires to work for a company that follows fair and ethical business procedures. For example, if the employer wants to give tasks to the employees, they should make sure to give it equally to avoid revolt among the employees and ensure that all employees are satisfied. Next is creating credibility. Even those who have no knowledge of working and business of a company or organization respect an organization that is thought to be driven by moral standard. For example, a company that practices good corporate governance and engage in social responsibility projects. Number 3 is uniting people and leadership. Employees respect and admire a company that is driven by ideas. They are connecting thread that pulls employees and decision makers together on the same page. For example, in doing work, each department has to team up and uniting to keep the work moving in line with the vision and mission of the organization. Number 4 is improving decision making. The full total of a man's decision throughout the course of his life determines his fate. An organization that does not respect competition will be ruthless in its operation, attempting to eliminate its rivals and achieve a monopoly in the market. Number 5 is long-term gains. Organizations guided by ethics and principles are lucrative in long run, even if they appear to lose money in near term. For example, the Tata Group, one of India's major commercial empires, was thought to be on verge of bankruptcy early 1990s, but this proved to be untrue. The Tata Nano automobile produced by the same business was supposed to fail, but it is currently gaining popularity. And lastly, securing the society. When it comes to protecting society, ethics frequently triumphs over legality. The legal system is frequently seen as a helpless bystander and unable to defend society and the environment. For example, technology advances at such a rapid rate that by the time a legislation is enacted, a newer technology with new threats has replaced the previous one. Lawyers and public interest lawsuits may not be of much assistance, but ethics can.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Hulena. I will present to all of you about approach of ethics. Here have 3 approach of ethics, which is best ratio approach, black and white approach, and the last one is full potential approach. So we go to one by one approach, starting with best ratio approach. It's focused on the fact that the situation may cause people to make unethical decisions, but inherently people want to make the right and ethical decision. It's based on the belief that people are basically good, that in the right circumstance they will behave ethically, and that under certain conditions they can be driven to unethical behavior. For example, the manager should do everything possible to create conditions that promote ethical behavior and try to maintain the best possible ratio of good choice to bad choice and ethical behavior to unethical behavior. Next, black and white approach. The organization and the system view every decision as right or wrong. There is no middle ground, and unethical decisions are not tolerated. For example, when faced with difficult decision, the manager should make fair and impartial decision regardless of the outcome and do the right thing regardless of the short-term consequence. The last one is full potential approach. It based decision on how they will affect those involved ability to reach their full potential. And it's more to human-focused decision-making process and creation of the environment. For the example, the manager are expected to create environment, culture, and situation where an employee can reach his or her full potential in decision-making process. So the differentiate of ethics I will pass to my friend. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Here we have to discuss approach and different to ethics. 3 option approach to ethics. Number 1 is best ratio approach. Number 2 is black and white approach. And the last one, full potential approach. The best ratio approach. This is a pragmatic option, sometimes referred to as situational ethics. People are basically good, and under certain conditions, people may be driven to unethical behavior. And when hard decisions must to be made, the appropriate choice is the one that does the most good for most people. The black and white approach. Right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless of the condition. Managers or supervisors to make ethical decisions and carry them out. When difficult decisions must be made, managers or supervisors should make a fair and impartial choice regardless of outcomes. And the last one is full potential approach. Decisions are made based on how the outcome affect the ability of individuals to achieve their full potential. People are responsible for realizing their full potential within the confines of morality, and the choice that can achieve this goal without infringing on the right of the others are considered ethical. Thank you.
Conclusion from this discussion, the findings show that ethical theory and effective ethical instrument can be used with the aim of reducing and eliminating misconduct because it is a discipline concerned with what is good and bad or what is right and wrong. Work ethic is established to control the behavior of professional employees or civil servants so that they can use all available knowledge, expertise, and skill for the benefit of all parties. However, mechanisms to control human behavior need to go beyond professional ethics because there are many factors that can influence and determine an individual behavior and the decision they make. Professional work ethic is not a complex solution to a problem, but it's still important and has own role to play in controlling for professional behavior.